There we are. Welcome, everybody. We've got another 1v1 for you. It's going to be Xanxus taking on Tomato here.
Boom! Killed myself way quicker than you.
I had people asking me
He's got
questions.
3 defenses. Tomato, though, arced up to 8 aura incredibly quickly. Waiting on Xan coming over. Xan does have something to test. Tomato, being a jumper, just yeets away.
I like how Xanxus
Jumpers
declared
are
that he
ought
was
to
going to
do.
play this tournament as a jumper in his very first match. He's already given up and played a cartwheeler.
I mean, once you hit the apex, why would you regress? Doesn't make any sense to me. Tomato already on vibration. He does have 3 attack skills, and he's got his yellow. Might be looking to get some distance to lay down some lasers.
Have we seen Xan? There he goes. He finally uses an attack. I would say,
Flame
have we
sword
seen him
hyper
even
kick
do
trade.
anything?
No, we hadn't. That was the first.
There's the vibration
We
laser
do
already.
see the vibe laser.
Got it with the dark hole, though.
There's the dark hole.
That was a good block.
I don't even think that was aimed on him. I think that he
Well, of course, it was
walked
a
over
manual.
and grabbed that. Yeah, I think that was great defense. Just walking over to knowing it would hit the edge of your shield. Tomato, though, picks up something else. Probably another one right there on deck. Knows he's got to break that dark hole, though. Does have the high ground.
I'm excited to see this one play out. Xanxus is, one of our former winners, and he always makes a deep run. Been in some of our most legendary 1v1 sets. And
Does
Tomato
bait out the blazing.
has been looking pretty good.
Great trade there.
I've scrimmed Tomato, and the guy's solid. Like, he's a solid player. I don't know if I'd put him quite on the level of, say, Xanxus, Guinan, some of those others, but he's definitely got a chance here to make this a really good series and pick up the win.
I think that was a great trade. I wanted to break that down. Xan running in, throwing the fake, what I thought was the fake attack, the bait. He threw the blazing sword. He was able to take out the iron skin, and then turn around and hit him right back with the hyper kick. We're looking at 1918, but these are both high-level testing out. A lot of aggression, but they're both playing very, very slow tempoed, even though they're throwing attacks.
Yeah, it's been a great match
good
already.
High-level mechanical play.
Yep. Good baits.
See the flash hole.
Dragon Slayer is going to help out quite a bit here.
Great Dragon Slayer. He does dodge the Rian though. The Dragon Slayer does not get followed up on. Trying to minimize his losses there, and I think that's what high level play is all about, is just minimizing risk and mistake.
He's still going to be shieldless
It's
versus
not
that
making
Rian. I'm surprised he didn't stick around with it.
Yeah, I don't know what Xanxus is digging for, but he's pretty far into his deck. It looks like he's only got that Rian, but Tomato gets a better shield.
I think he wants a Tiger
Strength.
Strength. So, we saw the hyper kick, which means this is Kai Faith. You know he's looking for a Tiger Strength.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now that Tomato has another flash hole, you're going to need one.
Oh, those cartwheeler hacks. I die a little. Let me just melee in your face as a fake, and then whenever you try to counter, because I'm supposed to have a bit of a stun lock at the end of a cartwheel, yeah, I'm just going to cartwheel again. Don't worry about it. It's balance.
There is a stun lock at the end of a cartwheel. Just puts you out of sword range. Not to mention, he's not cartwheeling in the same direction. He basically is half walking these. The wheel might be kind of unnecessary with the amount of turning he's doing.
Oh, shut up, you cartwheel apologist.
I'm fine with that. That's a fair title. Although, you know what, the one thing that's bugging me about Xanxus is cartwheeling. He's not broken a ledge so that he can get down nice and easy. I would have done that immediately. Just hyper kick one of those back ledges when he's not looking. Good. Eat a flame sword for agitating me. I mean, he's a dash anyway. Look, doesn't even matter.
I think I would drop the dash, continue to dig a bit, see if you can find that Tiger Strength. Because if you can get the Tiger Strength on the hyper kick and the Rian, you're in such a good spot. Because Tomato's only got that flash hole.
He's got a... he's got a flash hole, so you can't really do anything against the hyper kick, but you're a little outclassed with that Rian. Does eat a Rian.
Yeah, good manual there.
Yeah. Tomato, though, that yellow he was holding onto that healing water, right back in a... Into very similar life trades again. Mana holding on to that flame sword. Yeah, they are both really just feeling each other out here.
This is a slow one. I need somebody to pick up the pace, though. Like, it's good mechanical gameplay, but somebody needs to go get a friggin' heat or a tiger strength and get moving. Crack some shields and some heads.
And I think this is my biggest critique with the 1v1 is I think this is kind of how you have to play at the highest level 1v1.
Well, I think it's unfortunate for Xanxus because there's clearly going to be, I would assume, 2 tiger strengths in there, and he hasn't gotten one. Down to 8 capsules. He does finally drop the dash like I've been talking about, so he's still looking for it. But
8 and 11, they're both pretty into it, though, for a lack of built-in combos. You have to know a bunch of flash holes are potentially coming.
Well, we talked about this in a previous one, too.
Stimulates.
You know, the Asian meta tends to be slower, so we can expect that out of him, and I think Xanxus has just had a poor run so far, or a poor draw.
Yeah. It looks like, I don't know if that's another win condition, maybe a D-trick, or another Dragon Slayer. He's definitely trying to tease the shield for something.
Oh, Manulame's the Dragon Slayer.
See, but I was going to say, but he's not pushing. There you go. You got to get on that, capitalize. He picks up another shield right there. And at the fortress, it's not going to be easy to get through either. You do have enough aura to re-in spam. This one might be drawn out. Unless the player starts making some inroads soon.
Oh, there's at least a re-in.
Nice re-in. Still only 15-15.
255 left. Now 250. Still needs to pick up in pace if we're going to see an end to it on this one. But we, you know, in a matchup like this too, it wouldn't surprise me to see an early draw just because neither player is really familiar with each other and they're playing real slow to fill each other out. So it wouldn't surprise me too much, and then to probably see the pace pick up in some of the subsequent games. Is Xanxus down to 4 capsules without a tiger strength yet? Is this real life?
Yeah. And it looks like the Dragon Slayers were maybe the way to get through the shields, but either this deck may just have some things that you want to go back into the lab.
If Tomato has a diabolical trick, he's in a really good spot right now. Because he's got enough of a health
4 capsules
that he can
You're
just
still
go get
pretty
it
low
pop.
on time, though. Yeah. So long as you harass him while he's
There's the tiger
slow him down
strength.
a little.
He's got the green in hand.
Drop the hyper kick to get there.
No, he lost the hyper kick to
Did he
the
trade
fortress.
Oh, you're right.
He's not
Line
even
on
cartwheeling the
dash.
reincarnations.
You got enough aura. If you don't want this to be a draw, though, you got to get in there.
I think
with
he
the
was
tiger
waiting to
strength
see what
and
the
start
last move
spamming.
was to see if he had another attack.
There's a nice hit. 10-12, it's definitely winnable. You don't have a lot of time.
He just
but
dropped
you
the
do have-
defense. He's got another attack. He's going for the win here.
Looks like he's trying to end it. See, I do like to see that. I'll give him credit for that. He's got the dash, so he really doesn't need defense, dash, and the built-in cartwheeler. I am seeing the frame rate spike, though. And I'm wondering if that's made him nervous, because he's not trying to get up there anymore, either. This is jumping around a lot worse than it was in the beginning of the match. Yeah, I think he might be content to draw. Unless he tries to get up there. You got enough aura, you can spam the Rians, try to get through the fortress.
But he can't get up there without taking like a hit or two.
Yeah, but 3 damage, 5 damage, I'd have made some... Go make some trades. He's at a disadvantage at the angle right now, though. I think they're gonna be content to
It's going to go to a draw,
draw it out.
which means we go to highway. I'll go ahead and type that.
Cheeky tiger strength at the end for no reason. So high-level technical play out of both players. I do think, in my opinion, not the best arsenals out of either player. In 1v1, you generally, I think you need to have either built-in combos into your decks or alternate conditions, to say. So only seeing one of those being, straightforward Rian or Vibe Laser, not enough to get through the amount of shields that you're going to see in a typical 1v1.
Leaving my hand red until he switches it to highway.
Response. Yeah, that's a good call. I'm going to keep my thumbs up because I'm just a positive dude. Spiral highway? That's the worst highway. Oh, there. My positivity ended real quick, didn't it?
What's wrong with Spiral Highway?
It's not Lightning Highway. That's what's wrong with it.
Lightning Highway is Emo Highway. Somebody want to turn on Evanescence for some poor choices?
Yeah. I set it as my alarm so you can wake me up inside, bruh.
I'll use Scream of Evil to bring you to life.
I hope nobody listens to this. We're never getting these moments in time back.
I'm kind of sad that I can name a second song of them.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well.
You know what? You know what? For all my jokes,
Xanxus is in a very
Evanescence was a fun band, okay? There were some bad emo bands, but Evanescence wasn't it. Evanescence is
I mean,
cool.
this was the whole time. Back when Phantom Dust was new, it's a whole period in music.
Alright, everybody who used to have custom tracks on your maps on Phantom Dust, raise your hand. And if one of them was Evanescence, keep your hands raised. Right? Right?
For the record, Bregan is raising 3 hands right now, which is insane because he only has 2 arms.
Oh, I thought Evanescence was actually pretty good, but it wasn't like my favorite band in high school. I did not have the greatest taste in music then. But
we have an actual match going on. Thanks is chasing.
It's not my fault that the last one was long.
And Tomato gets his lightning sword off. I think Xanxus comes out the bad end of that trade. I will say the lag did not seem to be a factor this part of the early game.
He does take the flash hole there with the Rian,
spike,
but he lost his Rian for it.
Yeah. I don't know if that was worth it in the end. Yeah, he's going back to his spawn. I want to know if Tomato has some range to punish him in that wide open spawn. It doesn't look like the case.
Another heat used by Tomato.
Powering up. Both players still fine on life, still fine on deck and aura. We're not seeing a rush to vibration that we saw, or that we usually see on highway for that matter. Everybody seems content. A lot of purples.
Was that turbulence there?
That was a turbulence. We see Tomato lost his skill. Both content to leave that lunar force down for now, though. No efforts have been made to go pick it up. Xanxus with a much more balanced hand, but he's digging quite a bit.
Well, they both got their heats on. He's down to 9 capsules.
Grab some skills and start using them. Yeah, that's a lot to dig through.
He's got Tomato shieldless versus a 5 damage reincarnation. I want to see him get in there and start smashing heads. Let's go.
I don't know what he's waiting on. He's still digging.
I mean, Tomato seems he's not digging. It's possible he's got a shield on deck and he's just chilling to bait Xanxus.
Waiting to see, so he doesn't have. Possibly, he does pick up an aura at least. I don't know what Xanxus is waiting for, but yeah, this is prime. You're a cartwheeler in a Rian on Rian fight. You have a huge advantage.
Yes, sir, you do.
Down to 6 capsules. Now Tomato does have a shield. He's got a shield in. He's got plenty of spots he can just stand there and not get hit by Rian at that distance. And Xanxus, though, is just riding through his own attacks and his own shields. I don't know what's going on there. If you don't like those, why'd you put them in your arsenal?
Yeah, Xanxus overrode a lot.
Yeah, 2 violent changes in there. They're gone.
I'm not sure what he's doing.
Again, I don't know
so
if Tomatoes... Hard. He's also getting no aggression out of him. I don't... It's not typical Xanxus.
I know he said he smoked up a bit and he was a little high coming into this, but I didn't think he was that high. Oh, he lost both
a guard of water and a flash hole? That's what you were digging for? Okay.
He does connect.
Does get a nice sword on Tomato. He's got attacks that do damage. I don't think we've seen Tomato's shield yet, though. Fortress. Good fortress.
The flame sword.
Now he's down to just the Rian. And he rolls off. I mean, you get yourself some space and you dig. Now you're down to 3 capsules, though. And you know that melee is going to be hard to sell. Yeah, Tomato's still on Blazing. Good manual out of to test the shield.
Ooh, he's off of Blazing now. So it's Rian, and then Tomato also had a sword, right?
Yep. His timing with that Rian has not been great. Great timing on the melees, but that Rian timing was a little off. Now he's using the Fortress, not trying to walk it or get cocky after seeing a couple manuals. There's the Lightning Sword. Still got, I think, a couple uses out of that. If he does manage to take Xanxus' shield, Xanxus could stagger by using the Rian so he didn't fall right into it. But, I mean, Tomato has a little less life, but he's in a pretty good position if he can
nice
just get through. But again, he's seeing these Rians and they're not locked on, and so he's not blocking. He's eating 10 quick damage that way. We're talking about all these combos and not pushing the attack, but when Xanxus manuals that well, maybe all you really need is the Rian.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He didn't quite get around the corner.
No.
That would have been the game right there.
Pretty lucky for Tomato that he didn't take a lot of damage from the car. But I think that was a good use of a built-in barrier.
That was close.
Good sword exchange. He's trying to get that cancel off. Tomato, though, has done well of keeping the separation. I guess we can assume he does not have a lot of faith in melee or blocking the melee and the follow-up.
Xanxus is getting tricky with the melee. Oh, no, he got the healing water off.
Still not enough to put him back at Blazing, but it does put them right back closer to the life trade again.
Well, it means that he's not one-shottable. And that's big.
Nope.
Because before that, it was one-hit kill. He can afford to trade again now. So if he finds something that, if he gets the Lightning Sword, gets that shield, that could be an advantageous trade for him still.
I think that'd be a brilliant trade.
Even if he took 5 in return,
Yeah. Especially, there's only 3 capsules on deck. He might not even have another one.
Let's see if I can get an ankle on Xanxus' base to see what's over there. It looks like only 1 capsule. I think the other 2 are Aura.
Well, it's certainly possible it's a shield.
Based on the build, I'm willing to bet it's a heat, too.
Yeah, 151. I mean, neither one.
There it goes again. This is good patient gameplay. He just has to get it one more time, but he's got the time running down again.
I mean, unless Tomato's got another healing on deck, he does have 14 capsules. Digging might be the thing that gets him killed. I would want to see Xanxus who can make some trades, kind of push the attack here.
Oh!
Tomato tries his own manual. Last second Fortress. I know he's taking. He's got a yellow in hand. I'm wondering if it's a healing water. See if he can't get some space.
Xanxus with another nice sword cancel. Not quite able to bait it out, though. Does he get it?
Nope.
Not quite.
Oh, no. That was good by. I think that was good spacing by Tomato.
Oh, that one does come up through.
I can't believe he got that manual through that gap.
Xanxus finally takes game 2. Came down to the wire once again. So that's a 1-game lead. We'll have to see what Tomato picks.
I don't know, Brian, but if I cried, would you wipe away all of my tears? I mean, we've got the jumper cartwheeler combo. I think there's a high chance we see City again.
Another Evanescence reference. Now I'm trying to think of another Evanescence reference.
I cheated. I had to Google the lyrics. If we switched bands, I could play this game much more easily. Unfortunately, both players are just as methodical when picking arsenals as they are when playing arsenals. But yeah, this is not quite the match I think everyone was expecting.
Might have to go to voice chat.
Tomato coming in.
Hey, Tomato.
Well,
you pick map.
For a brief moment. Yeah, Midnight City.
Tomato coming in as a relative unknown. But fair to say, I think he'll be known after this match, or at least after these 1v1s.
And nobody can talk about him being some alt. Tomato's been around forever. I remember he had a tag partner, O Potato, and they played in some of the tag tournaments back in the OG Phantom Dust days. So this is not an alt. It's not another Venom Blitz situation. It's not murder. It's not evolution. It is O Tomato. He is Korean.
Did they used to record videos?
You might be able to find a Nathan and Wolf video of them.
Did I see them on Vine?
On Vine?
Because he's a tomato?
Gosh. Stuff like that ought to be illegal. They are already trading, too.
Gold.
Tomato loses a reincarnation early to a flash hole. Xanxus now using some boost mines.
Yeah, Xanxus in a good position, especially after taking that rein.
Boost.
I do like that we saw some aggression out of him, though. Tomato also just used a relearn, so
3
he's
boost
got
mines.
that rein back.
He is on vibration, lickety split.
Already vibing.
What's the green, though? Mephisto's packed. So what is it? I'm assuming trance then.
Yeah, more than likely, I would think. Unless he's running a 3-school. I'm trying to see how.
Yeah, just start breaking some trash. You don't need to worry about shields yet.
Tomato
hit it all.
Now Tomato's now got 6, so he can hold on to that rein he relearned.
Flash hole.
Does have a flash hole of his own.
Does catch it. It's good timing.
See, if it was a trance, I think Xanxus is probably regretting not using it right there.
Yep, it is trance.
And it is. Let's see what his other attack is now that he's able to close the gap. Probably a Rian. Yep.
Still the Rian.
Trying to break that flash hole. Say, if you're tranced up, you got to get in there.
Shield
Great
of the Aegis.
shield, though.
I haven't seen that one in a while.
I always liked that one. It had I think it was just a satisfying animation.
Oh, Xanxus takes
Tomato,
the trash
big
damage.
hit.
After all the trash Xanxus hit at him, first one that comes at him does connect, and that's unfortunate.
The single sign that was locked on couldn't have been locked on any better if he used Psychokinesis. But he got rid of the trance.
Well, at least Psychokinesis he could have
losing that life game. Yeah, he's really losing that life trade.
Do you know you can technically block trash damage?
I did not.
The problem is that it's almost like a manual aim, that it has like slow travel time, so even if you block it, there's a high chance that you could still be hit by it while it's floating next to you. But you can technically block trash.
I've never had any luck blocking trash. You always send me party invites.
Well, because when you watch it, like, it'll... Oh, gosh. When you watch, it hits like 4 and 4, because multiple pieces hit you. So you get hit for 8, but you got hit for 4 twice. And so there's actually like 12 pieces in there floating around. So say you block 2 of them, you still get hit by some of the others.
You could be hit for 3 or... Oh.
But in a pinch...
You could get hit by 4 once and then 4...
In a pinch, if you see it floating towards you, it is actually not a bad idea to just throw up a block and pray, you know.
If you're a jumper. If you see it floating towards you and you're a cartwheeler, you should yeet out of there because it's the gift that you were given.
I mean, if you're playing a cartwheeler, just do us a favor and yeet yourself off a cliff in the first place. You don't need to just yeet out of there. Yeet yourself out of this life. But
okay, if I'm cartwheel apologist, you're so far in cartwheeler.
Yeah, I'm
funny. Tomato does finally eat
I'm the head of the alt jumpers.
Yeah. What are you calling it? Bright wheel? Bright jump? Info dust? Xanxus really down in his capsules again. These builds are not, I think, keyed to 1v1. Does not have a lot in there to chip away at players. Tomato, I think, is in a really good position. It did help that he has the box spawn. Gives him some built-in defenses, especially against the Vibe Blazer, but I think we've seen great execution out of Tomato this game as well.
Call it MAGA jump, but then it just sounds like an anime wrapped in an American flag.
Oh, so your wet dream. Good re-in
my wet
trades
dreams
here.
have nothing to do with MAGA.
I'm just gonna move on. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole with you. There's no good at the end of this rabbit hole.
Oh, did he catch the second re in there? Did he get it?
Yes, I think he did. He lost something. He threw the double re-in, I think, trying to get through. Just the re-in trades. I mean, you got a Fortress on Tomato, you've got the Aegeus on Xanxus, and a Flash. Not easy to get through with just those re-ins. Does have another re-in.
Evening up the health total
caught
slowly.
The tail end of that.
Tomato's moving in, though. I know he favors the vacuum
gap.
slash. I think he's going to move in and try and crack that Shield of the Aegis with the vacuum.
Yeah, he knows. Well, Xanxus may have a melee defense now. Did pick up another defense.
Tomato's been weak to this all series, not blocking those re-ins.
I know that re-in itself is a...
Called it.
Oh, that was a huge vacuum slash. I know these re-ins they do have a weird cast time, especially if there's any lag or system disconnect.
Nice
you could
block
be seeing
there.
them almost instantly appear, but there's really no excuse at this level of mechanical play not to just rely on sound cue. Oh, big hit on a Tomato. This was his game to lose, and he's in a tough spot now. Xanxus is still one hit.
Every other ability Xanxus has had has been completely irrelevant. Just needs to bring re-in. That's it.
Using a heat late into the game. Tomato still has the angle here. I mean, I think he's waiting to see if he can't get something. Xanxus is going to try to close that gap.
Normally, heat doesn't matter late game, but Xanxus' shields are all pretty weak. So if he gets up high enough... I was going to say, it's depending on what he throws, that actually could be... Yeah, if he has something that can deal 6, he can get through the Shield of the Aegis, the Angel's Wing, and I think Xanxus had a flash hole?
I mean, maybe he's in for a violent change for all we know. At 2 health,
At
that
this
can end the
point,
game
yeah,
real quick.
well, yeah, Xanxus would bleed out first. That would work.
Yeah.
I was talking about it earlier with I think it was Guinan. There's almost like this buff that you get whenever you've been popped out, though, because I see so many games where you haven't hit that player all game and they have such a solid defense, and then they finally violent change you, and it's like suddenly you just break out Hulk mode and kill him anyway. Like there's a pop out buff. It exists. It's real.
Post hoc ergo proctor hoc.
What?
I think your correlation does not imply causation, sir.
No,
How
it's
dare you
real.
bring your inept logical fallacies.
Man, bear, pig is real.
To be said. There's something to be said for when you literally lose.
Oh, Tomato takes it.
Honestly, watching the parade, I thought the Rian was going to get and take that hit before the melee completed. I think that was a really good match, final showdown there on City. So now we are at the 1-1 with Xanxus to pick map.
It's like Panorama. Just making sure Tomatoes had time to see it.
So Panorama does allow for, I think, especially depending on spawn, not a lot of room to get away.
There's not a whole lot of spawn advantage here in 1v1 either.
No, I'm kind of surprised he didn't pick a much more Rian-friendly map, since that's the skill that's been so good for him.
And once again, whenever I am actually able to do it at the start, I beat choices. Every time.
And Bregan, not being a man, brags about finishing first as if it's always a good thing. Tomato up
I got
to
nothing for
8, already has a purple in his hand. Or, I'm sorry, Xanxus up to 9, purple in his hand. Tomato up to 11. Huge aura starts out of both of them.
Xanxus
Maybe
now
some
moving
tricky
in.
things going down
Got
on
a heat on.
Panorama.
Vibration Blaster. It's a cheeky one
When
here.
you know what they're bringing. The
That's-
players are surpass you.
That's Optic Faith out of
Ricochet,
Tomato.
that's to be expected. Flash will catches the Ricochet. It's going to slow Xanxus down for a bit.
Yeah, with only
But
one heat on, he
Faith
doesn't
out
break
of
the Flash.
Tomato. I mean, what kind of super genius plays Optic Faith on Panorama?
Turbulence takes away a
Choices.
yellow.
Choices does it.
If
Might
I
have been
run
another
Rico,
healing
I actually
water.
like the Optic Faith version of it myself. Trance Rico Agonies.
I Optic Faith without Rico, but you know, to each their own.
I mean, I guess some people just like to lose.
Yeah, it's almost like my name is some poor choices. Anyway, Xanxus again digging all the way through. Tomato's digging with him this time though. Both down to 12 and 13 respectively. Haven't seen many attack that Tomato. Don't know what he has in his hand.
Oh, we know he still has that flash hole.
Notice that we have 12 aura and then 12, 12, 12 and 13, 13, 13.
The
Man,
camera
this
changed on me
beat
just
alone.
as soon as they finally engaged. Ice Sword for
He
Xanxus.
gets an ice sword off.
And a second one.
Oh, a second one. Honestly, on that second one, I think he was.
Oh, that one missed by a mile.
I don't know if that second one should have hit either. Some box shenanigans are happening there.
Vibration
that
Blaster used in the
Vibration
melee,
Blaster's
that's
gonna be a tough
dangerous.
sell. That's gonna be
Xanxus
tough.
with a lot of swords now on that flash hole. It's going to be dangerous. Tomato has to play this very
Now,
carefully.
if Tomato can get to 13 health and Xanxus can get to 12 health, everything will be perfect. Oh,
Auto shell.
that would have been a very great get. The auto shell.
It's so hard to hit Asian players with a sword.
Work.
You can't just
I
jump
mean, Tomato's
forward.
also jumping.
As somebody who
Jumping quite
jumps
well.
at mid range for a sword, you can't just jump a sword. Like that's a guaranteed hit. If you jump while they're halfway within the range of you and you just jump, like that's it, you're hit.
So Xanxus all the way down to 9 capsules. We did see the auto shell, but he picks up another shield. He does that +2. Mayo, I'm wondering if he dropped that Gehenna because of his life.
He's probably got
But we
Angel's
see
Wing
he's
now.
still holding on to the Vibe Blaster. Yeah, it looks like he kind of wants to wait for a shield.
Nice
Good
manual. Oh, it was a race
He
shell.
does catch the he does touch the flame sword. Yeah, it looked like he was trying to bait something out.
Ice sword taken to the erase shell, but that was already
uses
higher
the shell.
cost, so that's not as big a deal.
It wouldn't be that big of a deal if Xanxus had more on deck than 7 capsules.
That's true, but
I think
mean,
even
at
a
14
1 or 2
aura,
use Ice
I
Sword.
think everything he has left is skills.
As he picks up his shield.
I said skills, just not aura. Oh, that's
Photon
huge!
Burst. Just slightly out of range. Catches a really weird bounce on the ricochet.
Huge
with +2,
trade.
eats 2.
Oh, when he goes down to it, he does
Oh.
erase it, but that was just too much. Ricochet laser for the finish, and
Yeah,
a 2-1 lead for Xanxus.
A +2 ricochet laser is a hard hurdle to overcome, especially in that weird corner, because that corner can play mighty big tricks on the trajectory of that one. After the first one, I think it would have been a better idea to jump down. But I am a fan of Photon Burst.
Next map is Sign.
So Xanxus pulls to the 2-1. What do you think you were going to see out of... I'm expecting more vibration out of Xanxus here.
On Sign? Yeah, could be.
Can hear furious typing about changing the map, I'm assuming.
Xanxus is taking issue with some of the sword lag and says he doesn't want to keep going.
I mean, for all that being said and done, I don't know if I've...
It feels a lot
I
worse when
guess
you're
it's-
in there.
I'm-
I did it
Yeah,
earlier. I
guess
played
was
him
gonna say, I guess
earlier.
I'm watching it.
Like whenever, like I'm not kidding. Those jumps where you can just jump forward and dodge a sword, like that doesn't work. That does not work.
On the flip side, though, I don't think he was seeing the casting of Rians. I think you just gotta switch your deck build. But you're right, I'm not in there. It's very easy to third party and watch it. But even just what you think is just the tiniest of seconds or quarter seconds can feel huge when you're making the button presses. And just for those in the cast, we are seeing 250 to or 200 to 280 ping, so it definitely spikes.
Well, we're discussing what to do. I'm trying to suggest maybe seeing if we can have Tomato reset and see if the lag is a little better, but I don't know how much you can improve the ping from Korea.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's going to be a tall order.
In a competitive integrity sense, this is really difficult to deal with. Because a loss here can hurt Xanxus' chance of making it out of the group.
I mean, this is, I think, a question that needs to be asked, though, because I know that this is not the only player that question kind of directly pertains to.
Well, we have another player that has distinct lag, whereas this is just long distance ping. And
right.
it was kind of my fault on inviting him into the tournament without thinking about that. I didn't remember that he lived that far away.
I mean, I like that we're now a world championship 1v1 tournament. But I think it does have to be an individual choice for each player. So while he's talking, how's everybody doing? I know you can't communicate with me because you're watching a video.
Say, who are
I
you
want
asking?
you to know you're appreciated. Thank you. You can skip ahead if you like, but if you don't, I just want you to know I hope you have a wonderful day. Did you ever watch Al Franken on SNL with the Stuart Smalley? The daily affirmations. I used to love that bit. Al Franken just looks into a mirror and he gives a whole talk. At the end of it, he's like, "'Cause you're good enough and you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you." It's just a great bit all the way around. For those of you who didn't watch SNL 90 in the 90s, probably didn't watch Kids in the Hall or any of the early Mad TV stuff. Like, why? Come on. Get at it.
It's unfortunate. I've never really seen Xanxus this frustrated before.
I mean, like, yeah, again, I don't want to impose my own judgments. It's not my place. But as a caster, I'm not pleased. I'm gonna go watch some Rory Scovel or Pete Holmes right now.
Well,
I mean,
we might have another match right after this too, so I wouldn't get too involved. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call this. I don't think there's any way that this series is going to continue, so I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. And whether or not it gets posted, we're going to be discussing how to handle the situation with Tomato. This 200 ping is really difficult to ask from your players to handle, so we're going to have to discuss how to best handle this. So tune in for more tournament coverage in case this video does get posted eventually.
And if you made it this far with us, congratulations. Maybe go listen to some Hawthorne Heights, Taking Back Sunday. Really give yourself a nostalgia trip.